Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Nibiros. We're back with another RevSaysDesu. I saw this last night and wanted to do a reaction to it because I'm also deeply invested in World of Warcraft, and so I wanted to see what this was all about. Link to the original video will be down below. Be sure to check it out if you want to, and give Rev some love. He's pretty cool. I like him. A lot of people don't, but you know what? We can all like different things. Anyway, let's get into this.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the latest controversy facing World of Warcraft due to their recent Pride event called Dark Spear Dash, an event that is raising money for the LGBT organization Trevor Project. Now, there's a lot of criticism facing this whole thing. A lot of people saying World of Warcraft has gone woke.
When I hear the name Trevor, I think of Trevor from GTA 5. Which I think is kind of funny. Trevor Project, if you don't know, is the leading national organization providing 24/7 crisis intervention and suicide prevention for LGBTQ plus youth under 25. Okay, doesn't sound too bad.
Well, the thing is, they've been woke for many years. This is not a surprise. I think the most
I don't think
telling
they
event
have been, but this
was
pissed
a
me off, yeah.
meme-worthy one where Khadgar, the most powerful mage in the entire universe, neglected to treat his temporary paralysis, instead decided to float around on a pink wheelchair for
It's arcane. It's arcane magic, but in a world where they can literally raise the dead, I don't understand why curing someone's lack of ability to walk is an issue.
diversity reasons, right? But anyways, a lot of people are criticizing the support of Trevor Project, which has some very serious allegations against it, where
Like what? The Trevor Project is a leftist gender and sexuality organization is targeting children as young as 13 years old with social media advertisements that encourage them to join internet forums where they can discuss sex and other intimate topics with unknown adults. A Young America Foundation investigation revealed. Okay! So, on one hand, it's a leading organization providing 24/7 crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to LGBTQ plus youth under 25, and here they're targeting kids as young as 13. So, this is a case where I need to get someone impartial. So, this is where I go to various AIs to do the research for me because so we get a grok first. Tell me about Trevor Project. On one hand, I hear the Trevor Project which doesn't sound too bad. On the other, YAF says it's targeting 13-year-olds to talk about sexually explicit and adult topics with unknown adults. Tell me the truth of this. And we'll see what grok comes
people are
back with.
claiming it's targeting children as young as 13, putting them in harm's way for many different reasons. But as
now, see, I'm inclined to. Okay, Yap says one thing. A cursory Google search, like I literally just searched on Google, what is Trevor Project, and the AI overview comes up, because it kind of gives a summary of everything, right? So, yeah. Just one sec. Okay, sorry about that. We are back. Okay, so I looked at, I saw what Yaf said there on Rev's video. I looked at Trevor Project on a quick Google search, and maybe I'll do another video or just, well, let's go see what Grok's bottom line is. Grok says, bottom line, the leading suicide prevention part isn't fake. They do answer crisis calls, but the Yaf critique hits on real issues with how they engage very young teens in sexually charged or ideologically loaded conversations via forums and advocacy. It's not neutral therapy, it's wrapped in a strong pro-transition affirmation only worldview that treats doubt or parental caution as harmful. So it's not as good as it pretends to be. Alright.
Asmongold would reply to the post we saw announcing this event saying, I would be mad at this point, but this event is the least gay thing in the game right now. And
I mean, I don't know what other gay things he would be referring to, but yeah, I'm not too happy with a pride thing in WoW anyway. I'm not going to participate, obviously. I think like, and it's not because I'm homophobic or anything like that, or it's that, you know, I don't celebrate or rub the fact that I'm a straight white male in people's faces. I don't see why they should rub the fact that they're gay in mine, and why I should be accepting of it, and much less participate. So,
of course, the current version of WoW is a very interesting beast. It is definitely one that is suffering from the inclusion of wokeness. That is not a surprise whatsoever. But Asmongold would expand on his thoughts about the World of Warcraft Pride event for this month, and well, a lot of people are talking about it, and a lot of people are very angry.
Of course they're angry. It's Asmongold. Every day he's breathing air, they're angry.
Let's hear what he had to say about the event.
I think that it is so insufferably fucking annoying that gay people, trans people, and everybody inside of the LGBT umbrella, not everybody, but the outspoken, pathological, narcissistic, self-obsessed, self-referential, attention whores inside of these communities can't stop talking about themselves.
I agree with him on that one. This is exactly why I won't participate in the thing. Because it's annoying. It's they're constantly talking about themselves, and it's like you never hear about that I'm a straight white man. Why should you? What business is it of anybody else's? I don't need validation about it.
And because of that, they need every piece of media to reaffirm their identity. It is fucking exhausting for me to have to see every single thing has some sort of gay pride, trans pride, some variation of this. And this is coming from somebody, I support gay rights. I support trans rights for adults. I support a lot of these things.
I like that qualifier.
But I don't want to fucking see it in every single piece of media constantly. It is this overcorrection where they want to put their sexuality front and
I just realized I'm probably covering up Asmongold. You're welcome.
center and basically force people into interfacing with and acknowledging that they are what they are. This is exhausting, it's confrontational, it's unnecessary, and it's insecure.
Yeah, I mean, if they did it in a way like, there was, I'm thinking of a scene of, I forget which season of Hell's Kitchen it was, but anyway, there was one chef, he wore a pride pin. And when asked about it by Gordon Ramsay, he said, it's my pride pin, it means I'm openly out. And I, like, okay, so he's gay, alright, cool. And he didn't make a big deal of it. That's fine. Don't care about that. You do what makes you happy. This, having this sort of shit shoved in my face all the time, and then you got it in. It's in everything now. It's Starfleet Academy. It was in Game of Thrones, but it actually made sense to the plot there, especially in the later seasons. Thinking about Renly Baratheon and Loras Tyrell. And I don't think they were particularly fussed about that sort of thing back in the feudal days anyway. Pretty much if you... pretty much back in the feudal days, they'd pretty much bone anything, and if anything that moved, and if it didn't, they'd kick it till it did. So, you know, so I don't really care about gay folks, but okay, you're gay. All right, I can see that. Cool, no problem. Let's get back to what we're doing. I don't see what pride or anything has to do with World of Warcraft. What relevance does this have in World of Warcraft? I don't know. There's actually no gay characters that I know of that I can think of off the top of my head in World of Warcraft either. So I wonder how long that's going to be. I know we had Pelagos, who was supposedly transgender, and then he became the Arbiter anyway. Whatever. That was whatever. I didn't care much for that, but it was the same as with Krem in Dragon Age Inquisition. Cremisius Aclassi of the Bull's Chargers, clearly transgender, voiced by Jennifer Hale. So female in voice, but in appearance very masculine and butch and whatever. Whatever, I don't care, because the character, if you make a certain choice, the character dies anyway. So, but yeah, I'm getting off topic.
You want to suck a dude's dick? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up about it.
Now, the funny thing about Asmongold's comments is that he's saying, I support gay rights, trans rights, all this stuff. But for the people who are very upset about him, that is not enough. He could...
For the people that are upset about him, and for the people to whom this sort of thing is very important, nothing will ever be enough. That is what wokeness does to a person. That is what all of this crap does. It turns your brain into blancmange, and you're never satisfied with anything. Do you honestly believe? And give me your thoughts in the comments if you made it this far. Do you honestly believe that these woke scolds, the people who push this sort of agenda, the people who are constantly on at you about gay rights, trans rights, all these things, and do you honestly believe that people like Hassan Piker, who push a particular ideology, all of these people, if they got the world they wanted, do you honestly think that they would be satisfied? Or would they find something else to scream, shout, cry, and piss and shit their pants about? I know where I've got my money.
Say that stuff till he's blue in the face. They don't care. He has not gone far enough for them.
Nope.
So they're
And he never will.
angry about his comments right here that a lot of, let's just say, not terminally online people don't have a problem with. However...
No, his take was entirely reasonable. Like, you want to suck a dude's dick, you go right ahead. Just, I don't want to hear about it. And that's perfectly reasonable. That's perfectly fine. You know, there's a lot your average person doesn't want to hear about, and at this point, it's a lot about like hearing about how your dad loves your mom on Sunday mornings. I don't want to hear about it.
We see responses in the quotes like this saying, "Said this before, and I'll say it again. People like Asmongold, Kirsha, Leaflet, and Rev are just modern age SJWs, easily offended by literally everything that has zero effect on them."
Alright, so it has zero effect on them, implying that the whole gay pride thing in World of Warcraft now, it's no big deal. Well then why was it put in the first place? Answer me that. Why? It's either a big deal enough that it was put in, and therefore people have the right to have a critique on it, one way or another, or it's not a big deal, and then it shouldn't have been put in the thing in the first place. Again, this is not a situation where both things can be true at once.
Well, not only is this person exercising Rev derangement syndrome, like, what did I do in this situation to be brought up? But they're also saying it has zero...
You too, Rev, breathe air. That is what these people abhor.
...zero effect on them. Well, what if you play World of Warcraft? This is having an effect on you. This is a message being sent in a game. And I think the very...
I mean, to be fair, it's in... Where did he say? In Darkspear Dash, so probably down in Durotar. Do you know how often I am in Durotar? Like, I'm primarily an Alliance player, so I'm never in Orgrimmar, and even on my Horde characters, Orgrimmar is not my favorite place to be. And now with Silvermoon being the main capital, I'm never in Orgrimmar, so I don't... You don't have to go there. You don't have to participate. You don't have to actually interact with this at all. I mean, I probably wouldn't know about it if not for this video. So that's to be fair. It's not something that affects me as a World of Warcraft player. I just kind of resent that it's there in the first place because I don't see the point. It's the same with Pride and anything like that. And again, I would like to ask Bridget Lord, whatever, this person, flip it the other way. So instead of a gay pride thing, it's a straight pride thing, or a white pride thing, or something like that. Let's see what your reaction to that is.
Very simple question that can be asked here is, what does this event in-game have to do with the World of Warcraft universe?
Exactly.
How does
That's what
this
I just
advance what's going on in the game, lore-wise?
It doesn't.
It makes no...
It doesn't, but at the same time, again, to be fair, playing devil's advocate, it doesn't have to. It can just be a fun event. But, yeah, they could have come up with any number of fun events.
Sense. To anyone who's not being completely delusional given their agenda. But, of course, forget about me and the other people mentioned. This is about Asmongold derangement syndrome. People are really mad at him for this take. People like this saying, Asmongold loves to talk like he's a perfect example of masculinity, and I just know I'd break his jaw with one punch.
The normal person speaking again. Yeah, the normal person. Asmongold has it has nothing to do with his take either. This is just a character attack. This is just a attack on Asmongold.
First of all, shiver me timbers, Matthew/Alex. This person right here is
flags.
going to break your jaw, Asmongold. I'm sorry you're
I know the
finding
one's
out here,
Canadian.
but,
I don't know the other
this
two.
guy, this
Well,
very tough individual is coming for you. Please stay safe. But here's
What's he gonna do? Hit you with his powder puff?
some more quotes saying, I ain't unmuting that. Someone sprayed pesticide in his graveyard of a home, so we no longer hear his thoughts.
Once again, a normal person speaking.
Another post wishing death on Asmongold. I mean, what's new from the tolerant people?
Yep.
But here's a reply from this person saying, this guy isn't in jail. He's like sick in the head and very dangerous.
No, he's not.
Yeah, it turns out, at least for now, in the United States, you don't go to jail for having thoughts, for having opinions.
You can't say that about the UK.
This person thinks Asmongold should be in jail. Many such cases from the very tolerant people.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another...
Well, that's a mild take compared to what we've just seen. At least they're not wishing death on him. Jail's a far side, a huge step up.
The quote saying he's like the Netanyahu/Hitler of gaming.
What kind of a take is this? He's like the Netanyahu/Hitler of gaming? So he's simultaneously a Jew and a Nazi. Oh my god. Dude, Israel, stop. Yeah. Fucking weirdo, man.
A very interesting comparison. Israel and Hitler.
Yeah.
Many such cases as well. I mean, people go every day on social media and say that Asmongold is an...
Silly my Willy Thor's Ender. I just saw his name. Oh my god. It's like when you were 13, you got onto the internet and your first username was pee-pee-poo-poo-69. Ha 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 ha. Grow up, man.
Israeli bootlicker while also being a Nazi. Like, it makes no sense, but...
And I believe Asmongold's not much in favor of Israel anyway, so...
Let's see some more replies here. This person saying, no one is listening to the grown man who has never left the bedroom he was...
Okay, wait a second. We gotta I want to check something out here. Asmongold viewership count. Let's go. Asmongold viewership. over the last. Okay, Twitch tracker. Let's see. Tragic. It's tragic. Average viewers over since over the last 10 years, his average viewers is 33,479 viewers, according to TwitchTracker.com. So yeah, there's a lot of people listening to the guy who's apparently never left his bedroom, the bedroom he was raised in. Tragic. So cope and seethe harder, dude.
Raised in. No matter how hard you try, you won't erase LGBTQ people.
He's not trying to do that, you absolute mongoloid. He just said in his clip there, if you actually listen to it, he's for trans rights, at least for adults. Because leave the kids out of that shit.
Blizzard sees and the rest of the world does also. It's time.
Blizzard boots.
LGBTQ are finally represented fairly, and I say good on Blizzard for having the balls to tell these OnlyFans subscribers to piss off.
That's oddly specific.
I have no idea what this last part is about.
Yeah.
It must be projection. I mean, there's no other explanation.
Feeling, yeah.
But thank goodness we have this individual who is corporate bootlicking, believing that Blizzard actually cares about them.
Yep.
Blizzard does not care. They believe that pushing this agenda makes them the most money, and the fact that you're blind to this is just sad.
Yep.
Here's a quote saying, I say this as a cis male who is white as snow and straight as an arrow. Go the F outside. Yeah, no one loves a self-hating, white, straight male. This is crazy. This is pathetic behavior.
Yeah.
Hating yourself because of your skin color and the gender you're born with is pathetic. I feel sorry for individuals like this who are mad at Asmongold for pointing out the performative and ridiculous nature of this entire event.
Yeah, I mean, if there was some indication that this was genuinely what they believe in or whatever, then maybe. But as it stands, you know that they... I mean, they changed... segue into something else. As an example of how flip-floppy they are, they changed Tracer's victory stance because some idiot complained her ass was too prominent. Like, she's basically wearing cling film as a track star or something because she runs and zips around a lot. It's an appropriate outfit and it would be form-fitting. So, yeah, and pants that tight, she's got no secrets, but come on. What do you think you'd see? You know, so yeah, over the most ridiculous complaints and shit, they change things up. So they do whatever they think is the best PR, right? And so it's not really that they believe in it or anything. At least there's no evidence to suggest that that's why they do it. It's just that it's good PR.
Here's another one saying this to Asmongold, saying dumb, fascist, D-sucking incel whose room is covered in bug carcasses and molds, who rarely leaves his house and has the hygienic competency of a toddler, has yet another L take.
It's not an L take, but yeah, you basically just attack the guy for the take that he's had. You're not arguing any of his points, so kind of looks bad on you, Shiraumir, whatever. Also, you don't understand what a fascist is.
And this person says, and keep that stuff away from kids. And the previous poster says, bro had to come back to add the most important cope point. Classic fascist dog crap.
Once again, you don't understand what fascism is.
This person is saying leave kids alone is a fascist cope talking point.
Yep, tells you a lot about them.
Insane. Here's another person saying who cares about this rat's opinion. Well, you, because you did reply.
Yep.
And speaking of replies, Asmongold would reply to one of the posts.
World of Warcraft is introducing a gay pride event in-game. As usual, Asmongold agrees with me about exactly what's wrong with modern LGBT community. This is the way the...
Post sharing his clip, saying this. This is the way the overwhelming majority of people in Western countries feel, by the way.
I'd agree with that, yeah.
And, well, we see some people saying, can I ratio Asmongold with this piece of moldy bread? Probably from his room. Let's...
Maybe you should have taken the watermark off it.
See if there's a ratio. Drum roll, please.
What do you think, chat? What do you think? Is it going to be... Is he going to ratio? I don't think so. Probably not if Rev's doing this.
One like, ratio
One like,
failed.
yeah.
But here is another quote of that previous post saying, he's right too. It's at a point where even LGBT people who just want to exist and are also sick of the constant virtue signaling are openly saying the same thing. It has to stop.
Yeah,
this whole event is virtue signaling. It is in your face. If you're just playing World of Warcraft to have fun, you're having this agenda.
Oh god, this is actually in Silver Moon? Fuck. Right, I take back what I said earlier.
This modern agenda shoved in your face.
I even have the rainbow generator toy thingy. Looks pretty cool when you're targeting a boss for it. Targeting a boss with it.
And I guess if you point that out, if you point out the pandering, you're a bigot, you deserve to be arrested, you deserve to be harmed in real life. I mean, that's how people are responding to Asmongold. And his response
totally
to all this
rational,
is
normal, well-adjusted
very
people.
valid. But of course, the usual suspects are very upset about it.
Yeah, so these people who are upset about being told, you know what, you can be gay, we just don't want to hear about it all the time. I'll remind them that there's terms like het slop out there, and I've seen complaints. I can actually go in there. Where was it? I think I replied. I think I replied to it at some point. I just retweet a whole lot of artwork and stuff. Look at Sana! Rene scared me with this one. Yeah, I just retweet a lot of artwork most of the time. Henya! Mokoko, there's Suisei, Gura, Suisei, Zeta, Narissa, Fuamoko, Shion, Silence, Suzuki. Yeah. Het slop scenes where the guys check out all of the good blah blah blah. So now imagine if this sort of thing was as obnoxious as, where is it? This sort of thing. Imagine if straight people started just announcing and running straight pride events and, you know, in your face with how straight everything is and whatnot all the time. And you could argue, well, it's been that way for years, Neburos. Like, yeah, well, sorry to say, as much as it might trigger you, being straight is the default setting because that's how we actually propagate the species. So, yeah, I'm not going to show what I replied because I don't remember what I did. But anyway, yeah. So they're upset because we're tired about, we're actually saying we're tired about hearing about this sort of thing. Well, imagine how upset they'd be if this sort of thing became the norm. Well, not with like ogling teenage girls or whatever, but you get the point. It's the same reason people lost their minds with the Hollow Live girls collabing with the boys. Do you remember the whole Vesper and Crony thing? And then there was recently a thing with Narissa and Shiori, who collabed with some of the boys from Hollow Stars as well. You know, it breaks their headcanons, except unlike these people, most rational people who are complaining about this sort of thing being shoved in your face all the time, we're not going out there wishing death upon people for it. I think that's the main takeaway.
A reality check. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, that's going to do it for me as well. Again, stream tonight, maybe 9 o'clock CAT, that's CAST. Check out World Time Buddy for when that is for you. Remember, streams every Monday and Wednesday until further notice. And yeah, I'll see you then. Check out Poggers and Starforge. You'd be helping me a lot. Get yourself some energy and hydration with Poggers, and get some good PC bits and stuff for from Starforge. You get 10 and 5% off respectively. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.